Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and hot hoe. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
No, like you would get your hair wet and whatnot. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We don't have any sound apparently. David Carrier, thanks so much.
Oh, there's no sound? Hey, guys, they're saying there's no sound. All right, well, it says it's working now, I guess. Let me see. We're checking. Facebook has been terrible. Let me know if you guys can hear us. Can you hear us? Well,
let me know. No sound, fam. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, multiple people have commented no sound. Sorry, we're getting that fixed right now. And in the meantime,
okay, there we go. Welcome to Facebook. If you look, go to maxsportstv.com. You'll see the show live there too.
Of course.
Yeah, it's on my post, and also go to YouTube. We're on YouTube Live and Instagram on Max Sports. Look. Facebook has just their streaming process is terrible lately. But
get it fixed, Facebook.
Get it done, you
Book with the faces. All right, this weekend was Father's Day weekend, Jeff. How was it for you? Happy Father's Day
thank you
yourself.
Thank you.
With the two little boys.
Yep.
How was it this weekend?
Father's Day was amazing. Kids woke me up early. Well, my son woke me up early, and my daughter slept in, and then she wrote me a letter that it was unbelievable. You know, she's in going into third grade. It was the sweetest letter. I'm gonna have it framed. It's cool.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, Kevin Anthony said, "What it do, Geebs?"
Yep. Thanks so much.
We'll be safe out there. The weather is terrible again, but we did need the rain. Y'all were bitching about it being hot. Now it's raining.
I know, and it's hot. It's a double. It's not like it got cold. A little bit, but it's not cold.
It is not near cold. It is hot. I'm sweating right now.
What's new? No, I'm just kidding.
I did, by the way, try to get tan the last few days so I knew that she would be here today. So do I look a little tanner?
Did you go golfing?
No, I actually went to the Lifetime pool, and that thing's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I've never been a member of there during the summer because I just joined like 4 months ago. It's phenomenal. Great for the kids. It's like daycare, and you got a pool, and you got a gym, and basketball. Absolutely love it.
Sounds great. I want to try it out.
Yeah.
You want to give me a membership?
No. Those are not cheap.
No, they are not. So Lifetime, feel free to reach out to Sports with Balls.
Yeah, we got a plug for Lifetime. Actually, I'll talk to him. I do know the manager of it. Before we get going, brought to you by David Carrier over at Smarter Mortgage. David is actually listening live right now. So call David Carrier, get a free quote, mention SWAB refinancing and purchasing 281-650-0648. This man, he's busy because he does an incredible job at refinancing, purchasing homes. If you're looking to buy, looking to refinance your home, call David, Smarter Mortgage. That is your man. All right, not a ton of games today. Later on, we've got Dodgers, Padres, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Reds, Twins, Braves and Mets, and Athletics and Rangers. Go Rangers. I only said that because I never root for them, but they're playing the A's. So.
The A's, I know. Exactly.
Rangers.
We need them to lose in the AL West, so go ahead.
The Mets already beat the Braves today. It's a doubleheader, so it's a makeup game from May 28th, 4-2. Indian and Cubs, and, of course, the Astros and Orioles, after a weather delay, just kicked it off at the top of the first as we speak. That is your scoreboard, brought to you by David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage.
And we have that pitching matchup to come up a little bit later on, I know, to watch.
Yeah,
That's what I did for Father's Day weekend. Out the
We
Astros
saw on
game.
your
Oh my
Instagram.
gosh, so much fun. That game yesterday was so fun.
was that your sister?
I will have to say, my sister though, thanks so much, sister. She literally texted me and was like, "Oh my gosh, look over," because she was a couple rows down from me, She texted me and goes,
Oh, she didn't go with you?
"No, well, we were all together, but they were a couple rows down."
Gotcha.
So she texted me and was like, "Hey, look at the baby to the left. It has the cute little navy blue hat on." I look over to the left. Boom! Carlos Correa hits the home run to the left. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I was looking at this baby instead of missing a freaking."
Your sister needs to keep
Dinger?
telling you to look at babies. I'll take it.
What?
What is she telling you, to have a baby? I'm sorry.
No,
Garrett.
it was really no. It was really cute because it was like an oversized.
Speaking of babies, it's random. I'm glad that. Speaking of babies, I'm glad they have the nets up now. My first thought when they came up with this idea was that it's going to ruin your view of the game, and it's going to be very, very annoying and very hard. But
All the all-stars together. Right?
No, the nets. The nets that are in the baseball game. Not basketball. We're not there yet. We're not on
I
that.
thought you were transitioning to the Nets losing this weekend.
No.
Boom. Sorry.
No, the nets that protect the fans with the baseballs. Because honestly, I was at the playoff game where that kid got hit and knocked unconscious, and it's scary. They grabbed the child and ran up the stairs, and everybody in the stadium just like, oh my god.
Been able to catch, but I am so fine not having those, so we have no injuries or anything like that happening.
Yep.
And yes, David Carrier, the sweep over the Sox was awesome, which is what brought Astros to the top of the American League.
The Chicago White Sox were the best team in the AL coming into that series, and they swept them.
I know.
Bah, bah.
Boom, boom.
The Astros are just on fire. We're gonna get into that later.
We will. We got so much to talk about.
It's a packed show.
It is a packed show. And the Clippers won. Brr, 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 brr. Not like the Clippers are my team or anything, but
I
Jeff's got some beef with this.
No. I have to give credit where credit is due. I said that they had zero chance, and especially with Kawhi Leonard out, and Lauren just told me and Grant, who by the way, good job, Grant. I know you're not here, but wish you the best of luck. We'll see you when you get back in town. But you were right. Doc Rivers.
Man, he can't.
There's a couple of things.
Right.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's get into this show, man.
All
That's a good
right.
one.
We are getting into What's Hot, presented by Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold. We're talking about buying a house or selling your home. Give him a call at 713-291-5270. Jeff knows that number because that's one of his
I do know
BFFs.
Joe's a good dude.
But yeah, Joe is a great dude. Like I said, if you want to buy a house or sell a house, give him a call. Mention Sports with Balls, and he'll help you with all of that. Once again, that is Joe Applewhite Realty.
Is he the only one that we have a picture of?
Maybe.
David, you need to send us a picture.
Get us a headshot.
We need a headshot of David because it seems like Joe is the only one we got a picture of. Joe's smiling face up there. You can also see him in all your Kroger shopping.
Joe is also very good at marketing too.
Oh, he's a marketing genius. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, so this weekend, so that means he punched his ticket on the very first day of the trials. Mm-hmm. The 28-year-old from Oregon broke the world record that stood since 1990. And that was by fellow American Randy Barnes, who threw 75 and 10 1/4, and that was in May of 1990. So what Ryan Cruiser did was sphere 76 feet and 8 1/4 inches.
Yeah,
Congrats, man.
Holy crap. You got to watch it. For those of y'all that haven't seen this, I put this on here because to break the world record at throwing a rock, this thing is unbelievable. His technique, ironically enough, there's a technique to this, and it was awesome to watch. I watched it and I was just mind blown. There's a bunch of things that happened this weekend and I was just flabbergasted. The Olympic trials are kicking off, and this was then the Olympics has had so much negativity surrounding it, right? So much negativity with the fans not being able to attend. They had now they're saying some of the trials this weekend, they were phenomenal, and this was a highlight for the Olympics and for him. Amazing.
Joe said I'm blushing. But yeah, so congratulations to Ryan Krauser, and good luck to all the all the Americans going out for the trials.
Yes.
So speaking of American, the U.S. Open, glory to John Rahm. So Rahm.
A Spaniard.
Rahm.
Spaniard.
He is Spanish. So yeah, he was trailing Luis. I may mess this name up too. Uthuzin.
I was waiting for this. Olazabal.
What?
His name, Luis Olazabal. Oh no, I'm
Trailing Luis by one shot, and then boom, 25 feet on the 17th hole for a birdie, and then sinking an 18-foot birdie putt for the one-shot lead on the same green where he actually made a 60-footer for an eagle to win his first PGA Tour title 4 years ago. He said, "I believe the biggest setbacks, we can get some of the biggest breakthroughs, and that's why I stay so positive."
John Rahm was most famous for getting unfortunately he's played incredible golf for the last 2 years, but he's most famous for getting pulled out of the Memorial 3 weeks ago after leading after 6 strokes because he tested positive for COVID.
I was gonna use that play on words. He said, "That's why I stay so positive." Well, positive in fact.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but yeah, I'm glad that he
So now like actually competing again. He's one of the old school guys. It was fun to watch. For Rahm to birdie 17 and 18. 18 is not that hard. It was an eagle hole. It's a par 5, a pretty easy eagle hole. I mean, pretty easy birdie hole. But for him to birdie 17 and then 18, because otherwise it would have been a playoff, it was great. I loved watching it. I love watching golf. Not a lot of people love watching golf, but I love watching golf. And John Rahm's been playing phenomenal, and he deserved that win. And he's the third Spaniard ever to win the U.S. Open. So, I mean, great for him. And the one thing that I really, really enjoy about watching golf is how the fans react to everybody, regardless of where you're from. Like they just want to see good golf, and they were cheering for every single person out there, and it was great. Koepka fell. Bryson DeChambeau had a terrible
I can cheer you on regardless, I guess, of what country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So next in What's Hot is today, MLB pitchers are starting to be looked at and started checking for the sticky stuff. So if they find any of this sunscreen, tacky mix of rosin, anywhere on their caps, gloves, or fingertips, the pitchers will be ejected and suspended for 10 games. Count that, 10 games, if caught using the foreign substances to doctor baseballs. And what I see here is, obviously this all came out, like everything's trying to be black and white these days, right?
Sure.
Not trying to have any gray areas. And so baseball's trying to do that, and so you can kind of respect what they're trying to do here
in baseball with all the players and fans in general, because I mentioned this on Thursday, that it's not just the pitchers that are using sticky substances. You got outfielders using it, shortstops using it to throw the ball when they grab grips on it, and because back in the day or up until a month ago, everybody used some sort of substance to get better grips on the ball. Spin rate was increased because the batters had an advantage during the quote-unquote steroid era, but I'm torn on this, whether or not they should break this down and whether you don't use anything, because I don't know who we're gonna find out pretty soon who gets the advantage, pitchers or batters. I mean, there's one pitcher that's already complained that he got hurt because he's been trying to overspin the ball, grip it tighter, and now he's injured because he doesn't have any substance.
Am I curious to know?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, are they going to do it for a couple of weeks and then kind of back off?
Or like how close? Like, oh, let me check. Oh, okay, you're good. Like,
well, there's video of Jacob deGrom. We talked about this a little bit before the show. Jacob deGrom got checked today. Obviously, they didn't find anything with him. It'll be, I don't want to say fun to watch, because I don't know if I'm for this, and I'm from the old school. That's why I just,
you're right. Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, leave the game alone. Like, I mean, obviously the technology stuff they had to crack down on. Well, I totally get that.
I mean, people keep saying that they don't, that people aren't watching it as much, and so on and so forth, and so they're trying to better the game. And I just don't know if that's one of these, if this is one of those ways. And if it is, great. If it's not, leave it alone. But I think you were referring to Tyler Glasnow.
Yes.
When he was breaking down, and he was like saying, like, the way that I had to just grip it so much tighter Like, it wasn't about the spin, the drop, the control, putting it in the strike zone. It was just literally like gripping it tighter to throw.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hold the ball tighter, so it uses different muscles in your fingers, wrist, arms, forearms.
So, like, how much is this really going into effect then,
I guarantee you they find a clear substance some way, somehow, and grip the ball. I promise you, because there's always ways around things. They will figure this out, and we're gonna see if they, if they get the outfielders and the position players. I'm real interested to see if they're gonna check position players for that stuff too. I mean, I don't know how much they need for one inning. I mean, sometimes guys throw 4 pitches in an inning, which would be phenomenal, but sometimes guys throw 30 pitches. So can I know?
We will find out, and we'll see. So moving on to the next What's Hot topic is en route to the Stanley Cup, NHL playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
So Game 5 is happening tonight. The New York Islanders versus Tampa Bay Lightning. The series is currently tied 2-2. So like I said, Game 5. Who do you have? Have you been paying attention?
I have been. The Islanders won 3-2 to tie it up on Saturday. I'm hoping the Islanders win again tonight. NHL hockey is sort of like NBA basketball for me, where it doesn't really get fun until the conference finals or the finals. Like the Stanley Cup finals is phenomenal. These people don't sit down. It's just screaming, especially in New York City. Like, I mean, to have the Islanders in there would be phenomenal. The other teams that are playing are the Golden Knights of Vegas, who tied it up last night, actually, 2-1 versus the Canadiens. They are entertaining as any sport right now that's out there.
Mm-hmm. I will have to tune in.
Do it. Do it.
That about wraps up our What's Hot for tonight, Monday edition here at Christian's Tailgate. As always, thank you so much for having us. Max Sports producing the show. Go on right now. If you're listening to us, you can see us at maxsports.tv and, of course, on Facebook as well. Hey, let's get to some basketball presented by Hybrid Technologies. Hybrid Technologies, they're the ones that you can rely on when it comes to phone, cable, or cloud services, and they got you covered as well as surveillance cameras. Give them a call at 832-336-1201. Roy Stanton is the man. Mention Sports with Balls, and you will get a discount on whatever you decide to purchase with Hybrid Technologies Group.
Yeah, and I just said it a minute ago. Like, we usually don't get fired up for NBA because I've said it 1,000 times. The regular season NBA is just a sham. Just even the first round of the playoffs is a sham. But now you're seeing incredible basketball.
I bet you want to be saying that if you're playing.
I tried to play today and I hurt my knee.
There you go, sham. So once again, the Clippers rallied against the Jazz, and a lot of what it has to do right now, and I mean this happens a lot in general as during this season, is injuries. So the Clippers won the series 4-2 against the Jazz, 131-119. Who else won this round? The Bucks did in overtime, tied it up with 1 second left. A lot of the fans are blaming it on his shoe size because apparently he wears a bigger shoe on game days than his actual foot size. Well, interesting.
He had made a clutch three-pointer. Like, first of all, congratulations to Clippers on advancing and beating Utah. I said at the top of the show, you did pick the Clippers to come out of this series. I had Utah. Utah was injured. Not making excuses, but they were. But so was the Clippers, and Paul George put on a show. But the Bucks-Nets series ended, and the Bucks win in overtime. But going back to that, Kevin Durant had an incredible three-point shot to send that game in overtime, or there wouldn't have been one. Look, Kevin Durant had to shoot the ball in this series, had to. I mean, you had James Harden out, you had Kyrie Irving out. Of course he's going to score 40, 50 points. I mean, they have no because listen, when you have super teams, you don't create. There's not enough cap room.
Yeah, you don't create.
You don't have a bench.
You don't have a bench.
It's just full of no names. So and when two of those players get hurt, you're absolutely done. But the shocking thing to me in that Bucks Nets series is all the credit that Kevin Durant got, but Giannis had a better series, better points, better rebounds, everything.
I was going to ask you who did it better, KD or Giannis, and I don't know if I agree with that. Durant was going off, He had a 49-point game, a 45-point game. This last game he played 53 minutes, 48 points, and that is the most in Game 7 in NBA playoff history.
Yeah, I mean, look, those games are going to take a toll on him. I promise you. Like, LeBron James has played so many more games because he's been in the playoffs since the beginning of his career. He came in at 18 years old. He's basically 41 years old in the NBA. Like, his legs, his conditioning, everything.
Yeah,
I mean, he's old. And, yes, Kevin Durant gave it his all, but it was because he had to. He had nobody else. James Harden was on one leg. Kyrie was out. It was just, it was he had to shoot the ball constantly, and the Bucks go on. And, man, what a conference finals you have now. Like, if you'd have told me at the very beginning these 4 teams would have been in the playoffs, like there's no way.
I know, especially, well, the thing is, too, I looked at Milwaukee, and it's their second time in 3 seasons playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, so it's not a big surprise for them to be back, but to overtake the Nets, I think, was a big story.
Yes.
And 3 superstars, but you look at, like you said, Harden playing with that, injured hamstring. He was not to put that into. You have to put that there.
No, people get injured every playoffs.
The thing
Chris Paul got hurt for the Rockets.
Condensed bubble. Look, you had the condensed bubble to 2 months off, 2.5 months, and then boom, season again.
These are the most finely conditioned athletes that are in their 20s. Like, there's no way. I mean, look, every playoff series, every single year, somebody gets hurt. It happens. It's not because of the 2 months off season. Chris Paul with the Rockets, I just brought it up. He pulled his hamstring, or else the Rockets wouldn't even be where the Rockets are right now. They would have won a championship, and they would still have Harden, Paul. It would have been a whole different story. But
look,
every year it happens.
I'm not saying, yeah, of course, that's what I said to start this. Like, injuries happen, especially in the playoffs. However, you do have to put a little factor into the fact that they have not had a complete offseason. They just haven't.
Well, you can text LeBron. You and LeBron can have
LeBron's number. Versus the Hawks, 4-3 versus the Hawks. What? 3 consecutive games for Atlanta? Are you kidding me? So the shocking part of this, I want to ask you, what shocked you more out of this series? The way that Ben Simmons played and reacted on the court, or Trae Young?
Well, Trae Young was terrible Game 7. Terrible. People forget
throughout
that.
The series.
Throughout the series, he was good. He wasn't great. He was good. Doc Rivers was worse. But the story of the series is by far Ben Simmons. Yeah. I just showed you something right before we came on that right now Ben Simmons is contemplating moving his shooting hand from left to right. This kid, I don't know. You said it. Maybe he's got mental problems.
I
shooting
has been in the past.
He had 5 points. 5 points in Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. 76ers as a team had 17 turnovers.
People just are already saying, like, okay, what's the trade value? Can we trade him? What's the deal for next season already? And I just think, like, okay, we need to figure out what the problem is here, because he's a good ball player.
Yeah,
we need to figure out what's happening.
The Rockets almost had him, remember, because Daryl Morey's over there. We almost traded for Ben Simmons.
Oh my gosh! I forgot about that.
Yes, he was that's Trae Young, but Ben Simmons shot 34%. 34% in the conference final. In that series, and then missed. Get this, 48 free throws. Holy crap.
But the thing is,
the whole issue with him, especially if he's thinking about changing his shooting hand.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
What?
That's unreal.
The thing is, too, is, like, do you blame, though? Do you blame that loss on him? 76ers have...
Yes, I do. Look,
then you're saying that he led the entire team to be in that number 1 seed.
He is the point guard. He is the one that distributes the ball. Like, Chris Paul is so important. Now, get it, Devin Booker. He's not the next Kobe Bryant, by the way. Jesus.
Dang it. Dang it.
Sorry. But we're coming up to that.
We're coming to that.
All right. But, yes, I blame him because he's the point guard. He's the leader. He's the one that runs through things. And he's, I get it that Doc Rivers is, Game 7s and Doc Rivers just don't get along.
Readjust and,
Three times now he's lost in Game 7s. I mentioned this on Thursday. Was that loss Thursday the biggest 76ers loss? I don't know. Because now they came back and lost. They had a chance to clinch this thing.
And the fact that they hadn't been back this far.
I don't know. Joel Embiid played great. He gave it all he had.
People are talking about trading him. People are so mad at Joel Embiid. I think it's dumb.
My question is the process over? It's 5 years since he came off the court and said, trust the process. Is this process over?
No.
I hate when you say stuff like that because you're right a lot. I wanted to be like, hell yeah. Well, I think it is over. I think Simmons needs to be gone. We'll see what Doc Rivers...
so you want Joel Embiid to, like, retire?
No.
Or do you want him on another team?
One of them, Joel Embiid showed his frustration after that game. What if he does a Western or Eastern Conference Finals? I don't think it's going to happen. So if I was Joel Embiid, I want to go to a team that's going to win, like everybody else is doing. So why wouldn't he do it? And he can do it. He can demand a trade like Harden. I would love to have Joel Embiid. If he would have played every game this season, he would have been right up there for MVP. And the only reason that he didn't get more votes is because he was injured for at least a third of the season.
Well, you mentioned Harden. I know we're off of the Nets game, but the one thing I will say is that Harden brought everybody here. Ever since Harden left, all of those people that he brought with him are succeeding. Capella with the Hawks, CP3, Westbrook and the Wizards went far. Like, it's kind of ironic, right?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the beard.
I wasn't a Harden fan. Like I used to post after every game the Rockets system in general. Like all they did was shoot threes or get layups. And like if you look at the teams that are playing now,
it was
23 and 2 for 11 from three. So I don't want to hear how great Trae Young is. That was his Game 7 performance, by the way. All y'all are riding his jock, but 5 for 23 and 2 for 11 from threes. Yes. He hit a massive one. It was really important with, I think, 45, 50 seconds left to go in the game. But he had a terrible game.
So, Milwaukee and Atlanta advance in the Eastern Conference. And in the Western Conference, we have the Clippers and the Suns, which in Game 1, the Suns took it 120-114 with CP3 out. And Devin Booker freaking went off with a 40-point game, a triple-double, which included 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and what we will get to right now. Stephen A. mentioned he is the next Kobe Bryant. What? You say no.
That's clickbait. That's all that is. Tomorrow so I can get more likes. It's just, man, come on. That is absolutely retired. That's ridiculous. Kobe Bryant is one of the top 3, 4, 5 players that have ever played in the NBA. Devin Booker is not even close to that. He can barely see that mountain. Like that mountaintop is ridiculous, and I mean to get there, that's stupid. He hadn't even won one championship or been in the finals, and you're going to say that he's the next Kobe Bryant.
Well, let me give you some stats to back it up or compare rather. So Devin Booker became the 4th player to lead both teams outright in points, rebounds, and assists in a conference/division finals game. He joins LeBron James to do that, Larry Bird, and Bill Russell. Only 3 others.
Yeah, because Chris Paul was out. It's the Kevin Durant syndrome. It's the exact same thing. He had to take over that game. I mean, that was what's going to happen. Is he going to have 40-point triple-doubles with Chris Paul in there? No, Chris Paul's the general. He's going to get on the floor and do his thing. Now, it shows you that he can lead a team in the bubble playoffs. Devin Booker is putting his stamp on the NBA now in this playoffs. For sure. Right. He's phenomenal.
Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked by this Neon Moon.
You over here dancing? I'm over here like, wow, and you're dancing to Neon.
Sorry, I love this song.
I got in a fight in Memphis, Tennessee to this song.
What?
Yeah, so there was a bar called Neon Moon. And, they played it every single night at closing time. And I was with my girlfriend at the time going out, and of course she was wearing some boots and a skirt or whatever, and some drunk country dude decided to, talk some shit. And so next thing I know, I'm in a bar fight at 2:15 out and right at the front door of a club called Neon Moon.
Neon Moon in Tennessee.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. All right. So getting back to the Suns and Clippers game. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. And still unsure of Kawhi Leonard and Chris Paul being this up right now.
Damn it. Anyways, it was his son that was there with me because obviously FedEx is based in Memphis. But I forget. His son was
obviously. Raj Subramanian.
Well, that's the president now. I'm the owner. What's his name? Listeners, what's the name? What's the owner's name of FedEx? Something? Is it Fred? Yeah,
Frederick W. Smith.
Fred Smith. Yeah, his son was there, and his son actually ended up getting in a lot of trouble.
So his son beat you up?
No, he was there with me. Like we used to hang out in Memphis a lot. Yeah.
Okay, just slide that in there. Friends with freaking FedEx.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked there for a little bit too in Memphis. Man, that place. It was amazing to work at. It was crazy. Like, talk about like an awesome system. So Fred Smith he would ride a bicycle from Memphis to like the neighbors around the neighbors and deliver packages. And he based FedEx in Memphis because it's like the center of the United States. So it's cheaper for flights to a little bit of knowledge on you.
Yeah, I had no idea. Thanks for the FedEx knowledge. And then lastly, in the conference finals, like we mentioned, the Hawks in Milwaukee. This is happening Wednesday. Trae Young versus Giannis, I guess, if you want to call it that. Will this game be exciting? Will this series be exciting?
People are already calling sweep.
By
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I hope. You know who I feel really, really excited for is Clint Capella, because a year ago he's sitting at the end of Atlanta's bench, like literally the last person to make it. And man, that kid has showed some heart. Clint Capella, when he was here for the Rockets, he never complained, never did much at all, but he made it to the Western Conference Finals. He's a hell of a rebounder, and he's making he's making a name for himself.
Here in Houston, he never like he just completely shut down when it came to playoff time. He would go hard during the regular season, and
Capella, go down there and grab a rebound. Like that's it. But I'm glad that Capella's going. Trae Young, who's one of the young stars in the NBA, he looks great too. But this series boils down to what I think is is Milwaukee staying healthy. If Giannis is healthy, this series is over. I don't see. Look, they stopped an incredible Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers in the entire NBA, like if not the best scorer in the NBA, and they shut him down. Well, they didn't shut him down, but they stopped that team. You're going to tell me they can't stop Trae Young? I'm pretty sure they will.
I gotcha. Well, enough NBA. Let's move on to some baseball. And obviously, the College World Series is on right now. Vanderbilt to NC State. NC State's up 1.
But he pitched well. He pitched amazing. Time Madden for Texas did, but they're not out of it yet. They have an elimination game coming up, so it's not over. But look, Mississippi State looked phenomenal. They looked great. Their pitching was great, and UT just couldn't hit the ball. Mm-hmm. But okay. MLB, let's go. Brought to you by Construction Concepts. Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality to corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can create and update a space that will exceed your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682 or buildithouston.com.
Hey, I just have to say real quick.
.com.
You can say hi. Kevin Anthony said, "No way, that dude is the next Mamba."
Yeah.
F out here. I guess he's talking. No, that Stephen A. Smith wanted to. This was always his dream. What he's doing now. But did you know that he worked at a bank? And he goes, you know what? No, I'm gonna work at a bank. Like this sports stuff, it's just so hard to get into. I'm done like trying to write, trying to be in sports. And then they're like, no, dude, you need to stick with it. He went in for an interview with the bank, I think, and then came out and was like, okay, everyone's telling me to stick with sports. I'm just gonna write it out. I'm gonna do it. Look where he's now, making $10 million a year.
Look, if I'm getting his paycheck, I'm gonna say that he's the next Mamba too. Like, sorry, whatever they send me.
Clickbait.
Sure, I'll be that guy.
This.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. Y'all can yell at me in my Escalade. Like, I don't give a damn. But he also, I think he worked in National Enquirer first. Like, that was Stephen A.'s first job.
Wow.
As a reporter or whatever. So.
As a beat, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, good for him. This is just a dumb comment. Like, he's not the next Kobe Bryant. That's ridiculous.
All right, well, we'll get to the Kobe Bryant of baseball this season. Freaking Shohei Ohtani.
Ooh.
He's committed to the home run derby, and he should be, right? He's now at 23 home runs this season, 54 RBI. He's batting .272. What can't this guy do?
Oh, my goodness. Check out this guy's week. Tuesday, home run. Wednesday, home run. Thursday, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and a win. Friday, 2 home runs. Saturday, home run. Sunday, home run.
Dude!
Oh, my God.
I will say we got a little bit of that here in Houston with Altuve hitting the leadoff home runs, as of late. But, man,
Ohtani
incredible.
Ohtani's the MVP of the league right now.
Although the Astros shut him down when they were here in town.
Astros are my team. Yeah, we'll get to them in a minute. But
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what Ohtani's doing? Like, can you have split MVPs like that? I mean, right now it's both of them, and that's it. Like, that's it. Trout is injured, so you don't even hear. Like, you don't even know that Trout's on the Angels anymore. It's Ohtani.
I know.
Like
I know.
he's phenomenal. Like, I mean, can you imagine that guy in the playoffs or in the if he's pitching a World Series game and then hitting like a home run in the World Series?
Oh,
holy crap!
You'll be remembered forever.
Oh, by far. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what he's doing.
And if he played for the Astros.
Oh God! Somebody. Well,
Home
no.
run,
I mean,
home run,
look,
home run.
I'm not really sure if we can afford him. First of all, but second of all, like, I mean, where would he fit in the lineup? This lineup that the Astros have
Is fire.
I typed out. I swear to you, I typed out on Facebook last night, and I was like, "Is this team better than the 2017?" And then I was like, hold on. I don't want to jinx it, But and then everybody. Look at this team's putting up almost the identical numbers as 2017.
And it's not like this, like, there's how many players that were on this team that was on that team?
And I wanted to bring this up, too. Everybody that was bitching about Springer leaving, what now?
That's true.
Everybody,
I did see it.
This team is going to be crap. This team's going to be crap. Oh, we don't have a center fielder. Oh, really? Because the numbers are phenomenal. We're batting phenomenal. And I told people before, I was like, Springer's going to leave. I mean, look, first of all, why are we going to pay him? We have so many
I don't
other
want to
hitters.
talk about guys leaving because there's somebody in the lineup that's not going to be here either.
Oh, they
next
better
year,
pay.
so
They better pay. Well, they're not going to. I want them to pay him, but I'm pretty sure he might be out too. We're speaking about Correa.
That's very true about Springer Dinger. I did see someone, a girl with his jersey on yesterday, and I was just like, oh wow, like I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, right. But he's almost a forgotten thought now. But he was like, Springer leading off for the Astros was such an important thing.
So we talked about Shohei Ohtani committing to the home run derby. Who else do we possibly think could be a part of this? I have my guys. Do you have anyone listed out that you would like to name?
No, look, if they're going to squeeze an Astro into this All-Star game, they need to have one in the home run derby because nobody's voting for the Astros right now, which is super sad.
I know, it's so sad. All I'm saying is there could be even like more than one Astro in the home run derby. You got Jordan, Carlos, and Altuve.
Oh, imagine Jordan in the home run derby. Holy crap. Somebody start that. Somebody start hashtag Jordan Alvarez home run derby because, man, in Colorado and Denver?
Oh, I know you love Denver.
God.
And you know what? He is the cutest little baby.
You and this baby talk.
I don't know. My brain went
just
off.
Sports with balls. Sports with balls and babies.
Sports with babies.
Sports with babies.
I just want to
Oh my God.
I just can we clip away to somebody
where's
holding
Grant?
a baby up like it's
Where's
the Lion
Grant?
King,
Just
Savannah.
put a baby body and Lauren's head on it. Just
Hey, hey, what you trying to say? No,
I do know that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. opted out of the home run derby. Said he wants to focus on the rest of the season. So I know that's one player that won't be in, and he would have been fun to watch.
A couple of guys have opted out that I've seen, but I was gonna say, here's a list. I said the Rays, Randy Arozarena, and then Giancarlo Stanton from the Yankees, and then of course, who else has been in the MVP runnings as of so far as the season is Fernando Tatis Jr. from the Padres.
He's hurt, and he didn't look good when he grabbed it last night. So I hope that Tatis comes out of it okay because I like to see good competition, and it's like I told y'all before, he's must-watch baseball. That guy is unreal, but he did get hurt, and I hope his shoulder's all right.
You know what? Vincent brought up a good point. Should have gotten a good closer for Springer because the Astros, as we know, the bullpen has been struggling.
Well, Presley's actually not been too bad right now. The mid reliever, yes, for sure, because the bullpen. Look, the only thing that's gotten the Astros as far as they have is because they score 5+ runs, right? Because the
offense
Astros
definitely helps the defense. That's for sure.
Astros bullpen is crap. And we haven't seen much of them. It's sort of been the same three guys now. I mean, you have your starter, then you have one or two of the mid relievers because they don't put those other guys in anymore. Thank you, Dusty Baker, for realizing that. And then you got Presley. Presley pretty much, even if it's a 7-run game, Presley will close it now because the other guys just can't pitch. The relievers.
I agree. And who knows what's going to happen when Verlander comes back?
Oh, I can't wait.
It'd be cool.
I told y'all at the beginning of the season he'd be back August probably.
August, yeah.
Watch.
And I was thinking July, so.
That pitching staff will be. And McCullers just came back and he looked nasty last night.
You know what's ironic? In 2017 is when the Astros went out and got Verlander to make it to the World Series in September. So, him coming back this year when possibly could go into the. I don't know.
That was one of the craziest things about them saying we cheated in the World Series. The guy threw a 1-0 shutout, and then, And
it was like most of those games were won not at Minute Maid Park.
Not at Minute Maid. I mean, there's a bunch of stats. Like, look, like we're not going to get into all that. But yeah, the Astros pitching staff is going to be filthy when he comes back. McCullers stuff versus Dallas Keuchel, who made his return to Houston.
Thank you, Keuchel.
Yeah, it was
Great
cool.
job.
You were there. Did you stand up when he walked off?
Everybody did. Everyone like stood up, and I was like, you know what? He's used to this, at least here.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And maybe not that early, like he said.
He was a Cy Young winner here. He pitched phenomenal. I like his stuff. His stuff wasn't good at all. His stuff wasn't good last night. McCullers' movement on his ball, and he was hitting 95, which I was excited about. You know, I mean, look, if McCullers comes back and does what he's supposed to do, Verlander's back. You got Fromber, Valdez. I mean, dude, the pitching staff for the Astros is going to be wild.
We're talking
wild.
Speaking of pitching, we mentioned the sticky stuff, the sticky substances earlier in the show, and I will say that the pitchers are allowed to use the Rosen bag on the mound.
Yeah, well, that's the original. That's the original non-sweat, right? That's what the Rosen bag was for. But then they figured out, well, the laundry list of them. And I don't know how they're going to check for all this, but I mean, they had Jacob deGrom was the first player tested, which is interesting because he's having the most incredible season. But they checked his belt loop, and they made him undo his belt.
It's because of his ERA is .54.
Yeah, guy's phenomenal. But they didn't find anything on him, so I wonder if they're going to, if there's going to be a player. When's Garrett Cole's next start? I want to see is he going to allow 7 runs and then blame it on blame it on some sticky stuff?
For Pete's sake. That's what he says.
Oh,
for Pete's sake.
For Pete's sakes.
No, he's literally like, for Pete's sake. I know, and I hate making fun of people. I really, really do.
I know, Garrett
it's just
Cole.
frustrating because you know that the guy does it, and you know everybody else does it, and he's just afraid. Like, I love Tyler Glasnow, how he owned it, and he was just like, look, this is what's happening. This is what we do, and it's going to be out there.
David, thank you, David, for bringing that White Sox fan into the conversation on Sports with Balls. Appreciate you. Why was that? Man, that was. Well, I'm sorry. I was there. I was gonna fly to Chicago with Jimmy Hackett and go to one of those games, but the White Sox swept the Astros. And yeah, good point. You're a.
2005. I mean, the Astros got as far as the ALDS, right?
No, World Series.
World Series.
Yeah, we got swept by the Sox.
Okay.
There was a Gaylord Perry issue in baseball again.
For some reason, I was thinking the Astros just made it to the ALDS or CS.
In 05?
In 05.
No, we went to the World Series and the White Sox swept us 4 games. It was ugly, like real ugly, and they were in every one of those games. You're thinking of the Kansas City Royals, but that's all right. I digress. Lauren's on her computer. Yeah. Well, I was a little, not even intermediate school kid. Oh, yeah.
But speaking of that, our top of the AL West and top in the American League with a 43-28 record. And this last series over the Sox was so fun. I'm sorry, whoever that is that said that on Facebook.
I mean,
it was so fun.
The White Sox came into this series best team in Major League Baseball, at least in the AL, and the Astros went ham on them. I mean, absolutely destroyed them. They continued to mount an assault on Major League Baseball with runs scored per game. It is phenomenal. Like I said, they're up there with those 2017 Astros. I mean, batting average, on base percentage. You can't strike these guys out. They had the lowest strikeout rate. They've got the most hits. Their offense is ridiculous right now. They go Giants and the LA Dodgers above us.
Well, the Giants have been great all season too. The Dodgers have come back good, really good as of late too. So we'll just see how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's going to be
June. It's summer ball.
Remember we said cream always rises to the top, and now you're seeing it in baseball where the good teams are starting to have a little separation now. You know, it's a 2-horse race in all the leagues now, or all the divisions now, and we're going to see what happens. We're way past the halfway point. We got the All-Star break coming up, which will be fun and a nice relaxing time. I'm interested to see what Astro gets in. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think you have to have one player to represent. Every team has to have one. So maybe, thank you, David, for starting the hashtag for Jordan for the home run derby, because, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they kept promoting it during the game, too, at Minute Maid Park yesterday. Please,
and you
vote
can't boo
us
him.
in. Vote our guys in.
How you going to boo him? He wasn't there in 2017.
Exactly. That's
So
my point.
get 'em.
Only a couple of guys were in 2017. That's what drives me.
Are Yankee fans? Actually, I'm not. But whatever.
Well, I will let you take this next part of the show since we only have a couple minutes left. Not sure if you want to get to any football or not, but
Well, I mean, look, so there's a lot of fantasy football talk coming up, and we will have a fantasy football special again this year. Stay tuned for the dates on that. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, whatever social media. Just put in Sports with Balls. In fact, but Twitter's Sports with Ball.
yes, it is Sports with Ball, but it's fun. I mean, Jeff is always out there retweeting or posting things that are either interesting or just flat out fun.
MAXXSportsTV.com.
.tv.
Is it .tv?
It's maxsports.tv.
Oh.
Yes, I figured that out today.
Oh, MaxSports.tv.
Yes, I learned a
go
thing
on
or
there.
two.
But yeah, wherever you find your podcast, type in Sports with Balls. We're the number one on there. Just go to Google, type in Sports with Balls. We're number one on there as well. Find us, follow us, listen to us. And as always, leave comments, message us on Facebook or wherever. We'll reply as soon as we can. All right, what's on tap? Brought to you by Tosin, Texas AV Productions, man. It's your event partner for all things live production, setup, design, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls and receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. So if you spend like $9,000, you get $900 off. Like, that's a deal and a half. Call them at 281-240-5270. Check them out online at txavpro.com. 20 years of experience, and man, these guys will throw an amazing event for you. They got it.
That you normally do.
Well, I'm not. I mean, you see the graphics. Like, we don't see them obviously, but like I'm doing some Lauren Leal stuff.
Hey.
Man, what's on tap? We talked about the NHL playoffs coming up the next few days. That's going to be great to watch. The NBA playoffs is look, man, it's entertaining now. And I'm like I said,
I'm having fun with it.
I really don't watch until this part of the season, and man, there's a lot of great basketball to watch now. I won't be as entertained about the Hawks-Milwaukee series unless the Hawks go out and win Game 1. If the Hawks go out and win Game 1 and show something, it'll be all right. But if they go down 2-0, this is over.
Yeah, honestly, this series doesn't excite me. I'm happy to watch it because it is the conference finals, but at the same time, I'm just like.
Did you see, the Phoenix series, that guy that beat the crap out of the guy, you didn't like that, but now they're selling T-shirts out. By the way, congratulations, Charlo, on your win this weekend. Charlo fought in Toyota Center. It was an incredible fight, but he fought.
Apparently, people booed Tillman Fertitta, sadly.
They did. But look, any owners get booed.
All owners get booed. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
all owners get booed.
Look, they all get booed at some point in time. I mean, I don't think Tillman's up there with Bud Adams.
Everybody hates commissioners.
Bud Adams, the whole city will boo him. Like, he took the Oilers. Well, he's gone now, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
All right, what's on?
All right,
set?
I just got to ask you a question. Madden covered.
Altuve just homered.
Sweet. What did I say? Let's go, baby.
Altuve just homered, 2 runs scored. It's 5-0 already.
What inning are we in?
I think the second.
Holy smokes. We are at the top of the third.
Top of the third, 5-0. Well, Baltimore's one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball.
And it was we got all those 5 runs in the top of the third.
So, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Have bases loaded.
Guess who plays for Arizona?
Woo! Oh, Josh?
Josh Reddick.
Reddick?
Yeah, and he's playing on the worst team. He's about to make history on the worst team ever in professional baseball.
Woo! You know they still do that in the stadium?
I know, I love it.
It's so fun to do.
For those of y'all that haven't been watching the Olympic trials, man, the summer games, I watched the track and field Olympic trials last night. Wow. I love it. I mean, I don't know why they videotape like the marathons. Like, why? I don't get that at all. But man, the 100, the 200, the hurdles, the long jump.
What do you mean the marathons?
Well, they'll videotape like the 2-3 mile runs. You're just watching, like, I mean.
What's wrong with that?
Anyways, that kid from Houston, what's his name? That runs the 200 and the 400.
Mike Bolton.
Josh Bolton.
No, he's from Strake Jesuit.
Dude,
Matthew Bolton.
Matthew Bolton.
I think.
He competed in the 100 last night. He didn't even come close. Bowling, right? But he's going to be awesome to watch. I mean, the Summer Olympic Games are coming, and there's a positive spin on it. And you mentioned at the top of the show about Krauser breaking the world shot put record. These games will be fun to watch, and the women's You know, the women's track and field team hasn't won Olympic gold since, I think, 96.
Wow. It's about time.
That's a long time. And they're scheduled, or I mean, they have the greatest talent this year to do it. So,
Did you see the comeback win from the A&M gal?
yeah.
Sorry, I do not have her name, but like, wow. Talk about coming from behind.
Another thing, Aroldis Chapman yesterday threw a 103.5 mile an hour. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he has the record at 105 miles an hour, the fastest pitch ever in MLB. I think he does. But look, we want to thank Christian's tailgate.
Oh, did he use the sticky stuff?
Yeah, probably. Altuve, it's his daddy. Look, man, we're over here at Christian's Tailgate. We want to thank Max Sports for putting this on. Want to thank David Carrier over at Smarter Mortgage. Thank you, David. Call David Carrier, 281-650-0648.
And thank you so much to Joe Applewhite Realty. Give him a call if you're looking for a house or looking to sell your home at 713-291-5270. And we got to thank our buddies with Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technologies Group. They will hook you up with any kind of services you need in regard to phone, cable, surveillance cameras as well.
2682 or visit them at Houston. buildathouston.com. Man, we miss you, Grant.
We do miss you, Grant. We love that he started a new position and he's been out of office.
He's in North Dakota.
North Dakota. So last week he was in Cali.
Damn, I didn't know.
Now
that.
he's on the
I didn't know that
East
still
Coast.
existed.
He went from West Coast to East Coast, big time.
Okay, there's a new. I got to bring this up. Well, hold on. Let's think. I got to thank Tosin, Texas AV Productions, man, for all your events. Call Tosin 281-240-7520 or txavpro.com. A poll came out yesterday about the top 50 states to live in on quality of life, some other stuff, whatever. Anyway,
On what?
I forgot what site it was. But you know what was number one?
What was number one?
Just take a guess. The number one state to live on, quality of life, insurance, like healthcare, some other stuff.
So I want to say this, but I think the media would go opposite, and that's why I asked you who like their governor and who's running the state.
New Jersey.
What?
Yeah, exactly. What? New York was number 3. I forgot who number 2 was. Texas, all the way at 33.
Exactly.
Come on. Like, the cost of living here is low.
There are reasons to this.
Jesus.
I will not get into politics.
California was down to 27, which is 6 spots better than
my
Texas.
gosh, we're way better than freaking Cali. Are you kidding me?
I know, but I digress, man. Look, we want to thank you guys for watching Sports with Balls. It's 8 o'clock. We'll be here Thursday live at 7 p.m. Thank you, Max Sports, again. And final thought, Lauren?
Of course. Go Cougs.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why. I love my Cougs.
Cougars playing?
Oh, today is Dana Holgerson's birthday. Happy birthday, head coach. Let's have a good season this year.
All right, go Stros. Jeff Michael,
Go
Lauren
Stros.
Leal. This is Sports with Balls, y'all.
Hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of outside ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael,